the change of timing, or any other further update regarding the examination. Plus, if we are coming up with any new information regarding the examination, so we share it in that particular group itself. Let me just give you the information regarding the group. You just have to click on this link, sir. Everyone, you can click on this particular link. It is pinned at the top. Please review it. All you need to do is click on this particular link and you will be taken to the Telegram channel itself. You can join it there. Loans to bank. I think I can say that in terms of banks, they also have assets as well, sir. For example, if I talk about myself, I'm not talking about anybody else for the moment. I'll be talking about myself first. What I did was, maybe I was a freelancer. I thought that I would like to work. Which is the link is given at the top. In the comment section, you can see at the top that is Niharika Valia, and there you have a blue colored link there. Na? Just click on the link, you will be taken directly to the Telegram channel and you can join it there. Okay, now when we talk about, let's talk about myself. I thought that I would like to start up my business. What I did was I started teaching online. And when I started teaching online, there were few things which were required. For example, this particular pen and the pad, the touchpad and the pen is essential if I want to start my class. Plus, I needed a good computer, I needed a good camera, and I needed good lighting. I needed a separate area. I wanted a particular table for that. So there were various needs that I said, nay, nay, I need this, I need that. Now, with this, I would like to ask you a few questions with that. Okay. Uh, I've got two pens right now. This pen is basically a normal pen, while this is my digital pen. According to you, which one is an asset? This pen is an asset that costs maybe 10 to 20 rupees, while this one would cost a good amount of money because this is linked with the digital pen, digital tab. Which is that particular thing which is helping me in generating money? You remember the particular tale of the hen that lays gold egg of gold? This is that hen. Okay, the digital pen tab, the computer, the laptop equipments, everything that I'm using, that's the hen which lays the gold egg or the egg of gold. Okay, but to raise that egg, sometimes we feed them food as well. Na? You cannot skip the food. So maybe I'm serving her food as well. Now, whatever I am giving her is an expense because I want the hen to be healthy. So my revenue goes better. In the same case, I got an asset. That asset is my car. My car gives me a lot of business. Maybe I run a cab business. That car is basically what? That is the hen that lays egg of gold. That means the fare that we collect, that is what? What is that fare for me? Isn't it my income, everyone? The taxi fare that I collect, that is what? The taxi fare is my egg of gold, or I can say the golden egg. While that particular taxi, or I can say my car, that car is that hen, that is asset. And now this is my income, this is my asset. To maintain my asset, what will I do, everyone? To maintain my asset, what will I do? My car needs regular cleaning. It has to be absolutely clean. Acha, everyone, a very simple question. I got my car dry cleaned. Is it really improving my car to such an extent that its value is increasing? Correct, Sudan sir. These are a part of maintenance. The value of my car is not increasing. It is just a little cleaner. If I paint this particular room, the room becomes a little cleaner. There is nothing happening. I'm just maintaining it. I'm cleaning it up. In terms of my car, what am I doing? I've got a cleaner. I've got a person who takes care of the car itself. And at the same time, I recently got a few of the dents out, got little scrubbing and rubbing of the car done, and at the same time, I got it fueled up. Those are expenses. Got the different points, everyone? Is there any doubt in these three, four concepts that we have done till now? Simple, two concepts. Petrol maintains my asset. My asset is the sole reason that it generates income. And the income that I earn, I want to earn it on a daily basis. Sometimes for that particular asset, acha, when I put my money to buy that asset, everyone, what is it called? We talked about it earlier as well. In the previous classes, I've talked about that. If I put my hard earned money to buy that asset, I said, no, I have 10 lakhs, so I'll buy my own car. Very good. It is capital. And what if I say that, oh, my money is falling short? I want to get a loan. Now, what is that loan for me, everyone? So today we are done with CRADL and E. First of all, when I put my own money into business, it's called capital. With that capital and the outsider's money, that is my liability. These things makes an asset. And sometimes when I am trying to generate income for myself, that is revenue. And to maintain my asset, I have to incur some money, that is expenses. Loan from bank, Sonali ma'am, loan from bank is a burden on me. Whenever the bankers would see me, they'll be like, ma'am, your money. So that's a burden on me. The bank balance that I'm getting from that, because there are two elements now. Remember, I talked about double entry bookkeeping. Double entry says you have two kinds of things. One is you get, there are two elements in this. One is my bank balance increases, but I have a burden on my head too, that, oh God, I have to pay back the money as well. That means one thing is bank balance, and the other thing is liability, that is bank loan. Okay, so that part is a different scenario. What do you mean by the term D here, everyone? I talked about D in the last class as well. When I give money to the business, that's called capital. And what if I take out a little money from the business because I need it for my personal use? What is it called? Correct, Karthi Vishak sir. Very good. One of the quickest answers. Aruna ma'am, correct. Ravi sir, correct. Vishal sir, correct. Lakshmi ma'am, correct. Sudan sir, correct. Everybody else? When I take money out of the business for my personal use, that is called drawings. Done. These are the various things they will be trying to identify which part is it. We'll just learn how to identify things. This is also a specific chapter in the module A itself. They call it capital versus revenue. Okay, shall we proceed now? Any doubts in whatever we did till now? Capital, revenue, drawing assets, drawings, liability, and expenses. The term is called cradle. Six different terms or the six pillars of accountancy. This is complete accountancy, the word I view. If you want to note down, then kindly note down that particular example of the cab business. Done, everyone? Any doubts in this area? Please confirm. Done na? Chaliye. Then let's move on. Thank you, sir. Acha, now comes the first point. Which portion, Sonali ma'am? Drawings. Drawings refers to that particular money. No problem, ma'am. Drawings means that particular money that I take out from my business. The example that I gave yesterday was that, okay, one is Niharika, that is me, and one is N and company. This is my business. When I give money to my business, then due to business entity concept, it is called capital because now this money belongs to N and company. And if I want to take it out from the business, then it would be called drawings because I'll be taking this money out of the business for my personal use, not for the business purposes. If it's for the business purpose, then it can be revenue or capital. Done. Acha, the cab business. Ma'am, in the cab business, I said that if I have a cab business, then the taxis that are running, they are my assets because through them I generate my money. The fuel that I fill in those taxis, the maintenance and the repair expenses, those are what? Those are revenue expenses. The expenses that I incur to earn money. Then, if I put my own money, that is capital. Own money to buy, own money to buy taxi. Everyone, please note it down. This is the way you would remember the entire portion. Taxi, fuel and repair, capital, and liabilities. What would be the liability in this case? If I take a bank loan to buy taxi, even the interest will also be a revenue expense because to buy this particular car I have to take a loan, and for that loan I have to pay interest. And what is left? The taxi fare. Everything is done just to get this. This is what they call revenue, or they call it income. Clear, everyone? Please note it down and let me know if it is done. Please keep a specific notebook handy with you. Whenever we are dealing with the class, note down the things. I'm not asking you to note down the entire things, but those specific examples that I'm giving in the class. Difference between income and expense. Ravi sir, when I earn money, that is my income. To earn money, I have to spend money. Why would you buy? Acha, let's talk about it. Why would you buy our course? You would buy our course because we are incurring money on these equipments. We are incurring money to maintain the Wi-Fi. We are incurring money to maintain the electricity while having the classes. We are incurring money even in terms of the mic that I'm using. We are incurring money in terms of this particular pen as well. But the point is, a few of them is long term. The mic, the digital pen, the phone, or all these things, right? Acha, difference between income and revenue. There's no difference, sir. Income and revenue term is used synonymously, interchangeably. The difference is there in income and profit. I said that I am just telling you. Someday na, I'm trying to show off my business and telling you, pata hai, I earn 10 lakh rupees every single day. That is one of the things that I've heard. I used to work for a CA firm long back. There they had a particular client that was a specific private bank itself. They used to have a particular client further, which was a petrol pump. So every third day there used to be a deposition of around 80, 90 lakh every third day. And if you are on cash audit on that day, then you know the feeling of counting 2 crores at one point of time. So that is how I can explain this entire area. That particular petrol pump was making 80, was depositing 80 lakh rupees every third day. So sochiye, just think about it, what would have been their earnings by the time the entire year would have been gone. Now that is their earnings, but to earn that money they would have spent a lot of money too. So the money they spend to earn, that is called expense. And income minus expense, or revenue minus expense, will give you profit. So this is the difference. One is revenue and one is expenses. That is how you get your profit. The difference is here. Revenue and income is used synonymously. Similar terms. Everybody, you can join that particular Telegram group from the link which is given at the top. If anybody has joined just now, you can join the Telegram group by the link that is given at the top of the comment section there. Got the point, everyone? Are these all points sorted? Noted down? Please confirm and then I'll move on to the next point. Okay. Now, uh, chaliye then. Let's move on and talk about it. Now, whenever I spend money, okay, let's talk about this in detail now. Whenever I spend money, I can spend money on two things. One is to buy this digital pen, which can be used for a long period to generate money, or this particular pen, which would be used maybe if I write a lot, maybe in a week, or if I use it in my examinations, then it would be maybe around uh, till the time the examinations are going on. Maybe I would have finished at least 3 to 4 pens altogether. You know, that means, first of all, there are two kinds of expenses. One which you incur for long term to generate money over the period of time. That is our capital expenses. While the second point is revenue expenditure. Okay, I have a doubt there. Revenue expenditure means this expense on stationery, this expense on electricity, this expense on Wi-Fi, this expense on cleaning this room, the expense of painting this room. But when I do something big in this area, then it becomes what? Then it becomes capital expenses. When I try to expand this particular area, when I try to buy some exclusive equipments, those are capital expenditure. Acha, everyone, a very important thing to note down. Expenses and expenditure are not the same thing. Expenses means revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure is also known as expenses. When we say na my expenses are increasing, that means our daily expenses are increasing. है ना? asset, capital, salaries, revenue. Yes, sir. In our case, I think revenue is salary, but in a business, revenue is never salary. At 24/7 can never say salary is their income. They will say whatever they are paying to their employees is salary. For them, it's an expense. And the income that they are generating from all the bankers and from the different students in different verticals, that is their income. But to generate a good amount of income, they have made big studios, they created a big office, they have kept millions, I think a good number of cameras, good number of screens, good number of computers, so many people out there, they're trying to maintain that particular thing as well na? So to earn income you have to spend money. In Hindi there's a particular thing called पैसा पैसे को बुलाता है. That means in English I can say the money magnet. Money attracts more money, so you have to put more money. It can be in the form of this pen or it can be in the form of this pen. Done, everyone? Expenditure portion sorted. Shall I proceed and talk about a few examples there? So then, sir, car is my capital expenditure, petrol is my revenue expenditure. To maintain my car I need petrol. Lakshmi ma'am, revenue expenditure is expense, revenue alone is income. There's a difference now. If I come to you and say, ma'am, our revenue expenditures are increasing, that means our daily expenses are increasing. And if I say, ma'am, our revenue is booming right now, that means my income is increasing. Little difference, but very interesting difference. VG sir, done? Chaliye, let's talk about it through examples now. Okay, look at this now. The first line is of capital assets and the second line is of the expenses. Correct, Vishal sir. We can say that revenue expenditure is small expenses to maintain our business, while capital expenditure is to expand our business, to generate more revenue. Look at this. If I say that I bought computer, it's a capital asset. I bought machinery, it's again a capital asset. Vehicles, it's a capital asset. Buildings are again capital asset. But what are not capital assets? Workers, then paper, and even the raw material. ठीक है ना? Done, everyone? Now the entire portion of capital and revenue expenditure is sorted. Acha, everyone, if I sell my computer, I am earning through it. If I sell it, it would be called capital income. While if I sell these classes to you and then I get money, then it is my revenue. Currently I'm spending on it, then it's called expenditure. When I sell these assets, then there would be capital income or capital receipt. Now, first of all, focusing on capital assets and capital and the revenue assets and then revenue income. In terms of that, just first of all, I'm talking only about expenditure portion. I won't go into the income zone. If I spend money on computer, it's an asset. So technically, it is basically capital expenditure. Sir, in the examination, they can give you questions regarding, they can give you a particular transaction and they can ask you what is it about. It's a capital receipt, capital payment, or capital expenditure, revenue receipt or revenue expenditure. Those kind of questions can be asked. Acha, look at this, everyone. Based upon this entire situation, they would say that pata hai, the expenditure is decided on the basis of capital or revenue depending upon the various factors, nature of the expense. That means, is it really vital or very, very important and huge? Then it's capital, normal, minor, minute, simple. Then it's revenue. Effect on revenue earning capacity. Acha, everyone, if I upgrade my digital pen tab and it has more features and it becomes easier to write on the screen itself, this will generate more money for the organization, right? But if I buy another pen, will it make a difference to the organization? I'm using one black pen, then I'll use another black pen. Will it increase the earning capacity? Basic example. No, now. So this simply means that one thing is my asset, the other thing is my expense. Benefit of the expenditure. This particular pen would be used for good amount of years. Till the time technology doesn't really get obsolete, of course. But then I can still use it for a good number of years. But can I use it for years? Can this pen even remain with me for maybe even a month? And if I get a gel pen, then probably it won't survive a week even. है ना? So the benefit of the expenditure, which is for a shorter time span, it is called revenue expenditure. Longer time span, it is longer time span. It is a capital expenditure. Done with this, everyone? Any doubts in this area? Aruna ma'am, Ashwin sir, done. Vishal sir, VG sir, Lakshmi ma'am, Ravi sir. Susan sir, done. Please feel free to ask in the comment section. Acha, VG sir, you could identify these particular slides or not? Let's talk about the basics first. You could see this now. Sir, if I get a particular car, it's gonna help me to generate business for years. The petrol that I put in it, how much time will it take to just consume the entire petrol there? Maybe a week or two. I don't think now the petrol really lasts for that particular long time if you're driving a lot. है ना? So that petrol is an expense, while that particular car is an asset. This is the topic that we did. Done, everyone? Moving on to the examples now, sir. That will help you a lot to learn. The expenditure, which is whenever the payment or incurrence of an outlay are made for the purpose other than settlement of an existing liability, it is called expenditure. If I pay off my loan, it is liability taken care of. It's not an expense. If I pay interest, it's an expense. In order to earn money, I am spending money. Second point, the benefit of an expenditure may be up to 1 year or more than 1 year. But normally it is up to 1 year, then it's called a revenue expenditure. This pen will not survive a month. Here is a far cry. The black pen will not survive a month. On the basis of this, they said that in terms of capital expenditure, but there are two kinds of costs. First is initial cost, and the second one is subsequent costs. Okay, everyone, I bought a car. Can you take out the car from the showroom without paying insurance or the registration amount? Basic question. Can I take my car out of the showroom without paying those things? So this is AFM, Accounting and Financial Management, JIIB. I can't. Traffic police is always waiting, especially I think in my area, especially I've seen there is always a traffic policeman standing around and you waiting for those people who are not wearing seat belts, who have temporary numbers. They're all set for it. In our country, you cannot drive a car without having your insurances. है ना? So what I did is I bought my car. Say my car costed me rupees uh, roughly 8 lakh. Huh? And then I paid an insurance, just giving a rough amount. I paid an insurance of maybe 30,000. The registration fees went up to 37,000. Okay, all these things are paid. Now, according to the entire situation, should this 37 and 30,000 be included in the value of the car or not? What would I say if someday any of you asks me, ma'am, what was the cost of the car? I'll say that, sir, overall, na, the car costed me on road, off, not after showroom, on road, this car costed me 8,67,000. I'll not explain car cost was 8 lakh and then the remaining amount of 37 plus 30,000 was paid. I'll not explain this. If someone asks me, ma'am, for what amount did you buy your AC? I'll not just say my AC costed me 33,000 rupees. If there was an installation expenses, I'll include the expenses and say totally to make that particular AC ready to use. I had to spend 33,500 rupees. Okay? Done, everyone? Similar thing happens when we buy land. Can we buy land without registration? Can we do that? If the land costed me 1 crore, then 5% of it in terms of women and 7% depending upon different areas would be the registration amount. So 5,000 7 then 5 lakh or 7 lakh would be paid. So the cost of that land is not 1 crore, it's 1 crore 7 lakhs, 1 crore 5 lakhs. Those are initial costs. Similarly, one more point. I think we'll be doing that part as well. In terms of testing the machinery and then making it start. This testing period is also part of initial cost. It's a part of capital expenditure. Without testing, I couldn't have got that particular thing. If I get my car from the showroom now, the initial costing already includes that. Right? Then comes subsequent cost. On a daily basis, to maintain that car, I have to keep it clean. I get it dry cleaned after a few months maybe. Then I got it all matted, the mats I got for my car itself. Then at the same time, I got done with a few more things in my car which I felt were necessities. Then those are revenue expenditures. They're not increasing the value of the car until unless I get alloy wheels modified to a very great extent or where the value of that car increases. Those are capital expenditures. But regular car cleaner expense, petrol expense, right? Or putting that water into the battery there, or putting the water into the wind area, the okay, that the water that we put in terms of the uh, oh, I'm really sorry, I just forgot that particular term. When we try to clean that windscreen, so when we are trying to do that, we have to put it. Radiator water is also there. So there's so many things that we need to do in our cars. So those are not capital expenditures. I don't say I'm spending so much of money. I say those are petty expenses which I put on my car to maintain it. Done now. That's called subsequent cost. Until or unless it's very huge. I changed something really huge in my car and now my car is having a better CC. Engine is being changed and all. That is capital expenditure. है ना? Got the point? So, based upon these initial costs and the subsequent costs, a few examples. The cost of the day to day servicing is what? Everyone, these are not capital expenditures. This is repair and maintenance. है ना? Cost of opening a new facility, introduction of a new product, advertising it. Those advertising and all, it's not a big thing. Cost of relocating, you are moving from one place to another. These are not capital expenditures. I'll talk about what are they called. I'm leaving this portion, relocating or reorganizing. Then cost of internally generated assets. If I say, pata hai, I have a good name in the market, do you know I have a good name in the market? I'm just talking about myself. Self generated money, self generated goodwill. I say that I have a brand value of 10 lakh rupees randomly. There's no proof. Those self generated amounts have no value. Just consider zero. Okay? Their costs are not directly related to create, produce, and operate. These are not included. Until unless I purchase them, only then the value is created. Otherwise, there is no value. Yes, Sonali ma'am. If I get a little of those gear covers, then people get that particular area of na seen. They get those guards at the end of the back seat now in terms of the back tires. They get it done, and at the same time a few people get their screen, the windows they get covered, and at the same time there are certain people who cover their steering as well. So there are different things. Those are normal expenses. Acha, now look at this. First of all, the first point is cost of employee benefits arising directly from construction or acquisition of the land. Cost of site preparation. Uh, these are a part of capital expenditure. ये capital expenditure है. Examples of capital expenditure. हाँ, the mud guards. Thank you. Somehow running out of those technical terms today. The examples of those capital expenditure is a part of this. Huh? If I go to the site and prepare it first, initial delivery and handling costs, installation and assembly cost, cost of testing, professional fees. For example, I'm trying to open my company. I have to pay to the professionals first, and only then I can get my company done. It's a capital expenditure. It is taken directly there. Rather, it's called a specific area called deferred revenue. I'll talk about that now. The research and development expenditure, this is also capitalized. All directly attributable expenses which are related to that particular intangible or tangible asset. Intangible means something I cannot touch. I cannot touch that particular right that ADA 24/7 has over this content. है ना? This is something that is a copyright. It cannot be touched, but it is still a right. It's called intangible asset. Okay, based upon this, everyone, which of the following is acha nahi, just correcting it, the capital versus revenue expenditure. See, the capital expenditures are usually large, revenue expenditure are relatively small. The purpose is to improve and enhance the business. The purpose is to maintain the business. This is for a long duration, short duration, normally less than a year. I get my petrol refilling done every now and then. This is repetitive in nature. But I'll buy my car only once. This is shown in the balance sheet as an asset. While this is where I'll cry that array to earn this income, I have got some expense. So let me claim, and whatever is left, I'll pay tax on this profit portion only. I won't pay tax on income or revenue. Patent and goodwill, correct, ma'am? They're intangible assets. Got the point, everyone? Done? Any doubts on this area? Chaliye. Let's move on now. These are a few examples. So this is the difference there. Everyone, the that particular portion that we did now, capital and revenue expenditure difference. This is written there. A capital expenditure will increase the earning capacity. If I get a bigger sedan car rather than a hatchback, it will increase my earning capacity because I can load it more, I can charge more for it. है ना? While capital expenditure is while if I just fuel up my car, it will just maintain my earning capacity. One will maintain, the other one will increase. है ना? Correct, Sonali ma'am. Very good. Very good definition of it, Sudhan sir. Okay, I got a particular definition which is quite beautiful, I would say. It's very interesting and very simple definition. It says capital is initiation, while revenue is continuation. Capital expenditure will initiate the money incoming, but to maintain that money incoming or incoming of that money on a daily basis, it can be done only and only by what? It can be done only by the revenue generation. है ना? I have to look forward towards spending money that way. Look at this. But then the next point that comes here is that capital expenditure is incurred to acquire an asset. I am trying to buy an asset. And here I am trying to maintain day to day that asset. Revenue expenditure is repetitive or recurring. Capital expenditure is non recurring. Capital expenditure benefits more than one accounting year, while revenue expenditure is something that really works upon revenue expenditure normally benefits one accounting year. Then capital expenditure is recorded in the balance sheet. Since it's an asset, it goes into the position statement. If someone asks me आपके पास क्या है, what do you possess, I will say my net worth include my land, capital, building, that particular car that is standing there, the gold, the bank balance, that is my asset. That's balance sheet, position statement that talks about my net worth. And if someone says, ma'am, what did you earn this year? I said, this is my total profit and this is my total loss. That is what their expenses will go into P&L account. Correct, Ravi sir. Bike is a capital expense and that petrol is revenue. Okay. Look at this in terms of revenue expenditures. The first point is it includes the day to day expenses, for example, wages, salaries, rent, postage, stationery, insurance, electricity. Those are revenue expenditure. Company employee training is Vishal sir, we still consider it as an expense because now humans is something which they don't call asset. It is in process right now that human resource accounting should also be done, but currently you and I are just an expense for the business. If they'll buy a particular machine or a tool to train us, that's an asset, but the money spent on our training is still an expense. If I try to sell my raw material or finished goods, when I try to maintain my fixed assets, those are revenue expenditures. So technically, we are. This is something that we study in terms of management. It's a little out of context there, but I don't think I can say that we are not assets for the company. Pata in terms of pata is basically a particular term that is used in Hindi. That means do you know? I'm sorry for that. Five M's of a business. The five M's of the business includes men, material, money, machine, and method. These are the five M's that run a business. Material cannot be bought without me. I am human. You have to talk to another human, only then you can buy it. The computers cannot do that for me. Money. Money is again earned by humans. If you have employees only, then you can earn money. Machine. Who buy the machine for you? Who will decide which machine to be bought? ChatGPT. No. AI tools can recommend, but ultimately the decision making is still in the hands of humans. And who are the brain behind it? Humans again. And method, that is also decided by men. So technically, you and I are an asset which is yet not quantified. It's in process. Okay. Acha, revenue expenditure. Sonali ma'am, here comes your point. Depreciation on fixed assets. I am using my car. Now I've started using my car, then it goes on to the road, there is a dent. If it goes on road, I have to spend on cleaning it. If it goes on road, I have to put petrol in it. I need the cleaner to clean that particular thing. I have to maintain that particular water and radiator as well. Whatever is required in my car, greasing, oiling, servicing, I have to get it done. But the day I started driving that car, it's now getting old. It's getting scratched, it is having problems. The depreciation is there on fixed assets. Then comes interest on loan borrowed for running the business. Loan is a liability, but to pay it off, we have to pay interest as well now. Interest is an expense. But what I did was, I got a loan because I had to pay it off to get a particular. See, there was a particular land. The land belonged to. Okay, there was Mr. A and his son, Mr. B. Mr. A died. On this land, slum area was already there. These slum people were not giving up this particular land. So Mr. B said, "This is my father's legacy. This is his heritage. I want to claim his land." Then slum area said that, "Give us money. Where would I move?" So he paid them 20 lakh rupees. Now the point is, what will you consider this 20 lakh? Capital expenditure or revenue expenditure? Mr. B paid this money to the slum area people so that they can move out of the area which was owned by his father initially. And now that he's the legal hire, then he will get it. Ashwin sir, think about it. If he wouldn't have paid money to the slum now, then they wouldn't have given this land to him. He couldn't have claimed that land at all. बताइए. अब सोचिए. Now think about it. To get that land, they have to spend. That is a capital expenditure. Everybody who thought of capital expenditure, you're going absolutely right. See, legal charges on a daily basis that we pay is not it's a revenue expenditure, day to day expenses, na. Yes, so the answer it is a one time payment. He doesn't have to pay on a daily basis to the slum people there. Done? Shall we move on now? Everybody done with this revenue expenditure area? Chaliye. Then let's talk about something else as well. Let's talk about the capital expenditure now. Revenue is all sorted now. VG sir, Rajiv sir done, Lakshmi ma'am done. Okay. Now let's talk about it. Capital expenditure when you're trying to maintain an asset. Land, building, plant and machinery, furniture, fixture, office equipment, copyright. These are expenses to buy fixed assets. Any expenditure incurred on fixed assets which result in expansion. That means when I'm trying to buy more land, when I am trying to increase the life of that particular thing, when I'm trying to modify my car to increase the capacity of the engine, when I'm getting it modified for a longer period, any kind of improvement that I'm trying to make in the production capacity, my earning capacity, increased production capacity, reduced cost, and increased sale, whatever you call it. These are all capital expenditure. So we are already done. This is another extensive list of capital expenditures. Done, everyone? You can give a thorough reading to it. Done? Read this portion? C. C is subsequent improvement in the revenue. Sir, what I did was earlier I had a four-seater car. Now I've got a seven-seater car. It is increasing my earning capacity because I can put more person into this particular car. I can charge more money. The production capacity is increasing because I can put more people there. Reduced cost of production. Maybe the average of this car is way better. The car is bigger, but the average is better. Cost of production is falling, and more people are opting for my car. My sale is increasing. Done. After this area, we have a few more points. Expenditures which are done before the ultimate thing. We call it before it is ready to use. The car is not ready to use till the time we don't get the insurance and that particular pollution check and everything done beforehand. So, expenditures which are done to make the things operational is capital expenditure. If we are experimenting something, acha everyone, if I if I finish off that part, I try to make a particular formula which would make the skin healthy. People are having a lot of problem because of pollution, so I tried to make a formula which is good. I tried to get it patented. They said no, your formula is matching to one of your competitors, so you need to do something else. So I created a new formula and got this one patented. They say the one that is patented, it's a capital expenditure. The one which could not be, it's a deferred revenue expenditure. It is called a deferred revenue expenditure. Deferred means postponed. Revenue means income. Expenditure means the expenses you are incurring to earn income. I wanted to earn income by creating a particular cream which is way too good. So even if my first formula could not be sold to anyone, so the patent was definitely not there. Na? So it is called deferred revenue expenditure, postponement in terms of earning money. But it is still my expense. Huh? I can still cry in front of income tax department and say, "Array, I literally spent a good amount of money. Now I couldn't make an asset out of it, and you are not even allowing me to take it as an expenditure." This is brutality. So they said, okay, then charge it as deferred revenue expenditure. The expenditure, the benefit of it, you will be using over a period of time. Done, everyone? That's called deferred revenue expenditure. That benefit was reaped ultimately because I used it to buy another thing. Even the expenses that we incur on shifting from one place to another, it is also deferred revenue expenditure. If it's not a capital expenditure, it's the expenses that we are incurring on shifting the entire machinery is a deferred revenue expenditure. Done, everyone? Please confirm. Sorted? Okay. Shall we proceed further today or let's end the class here itself? We are still left with deferred revenue expenditure and MCQ portion of it. But I think we are done with good portion of it already. Any doubts in this area? Yes, Sudhan sir. There are MCQs as well. But I'm thinking that we can keep the deferred revenue expenditure concept and the MCQs for tomorrow. But I'll share that part in the particular PDF itself. So you can look at it and tomorrow we can practice it again. slowly and steadily. Obviously, currently it's a little lighter at this point of time, but it is heavier for you because we are just starting with this is a kind of warm up where you are learning all those financial terms. So I'll be going a little slower in the beginning so that you can actually understand. By saying the word slower, it is still heavier for you. So become a little I would say adapted towards it, okay with it. Yes, Naresh, so that is the point. For accuracy we need understanding, and for understanding we need repetition, and at the same time doubt clarity. So feel free to ask whenever you feel that, ma'am, this part is still not clear. And if there is something that only one particular person is feeling, "Ki, ma'am, I'm not able to get it," uh, write that particular comment that, ma'am, I'm having a problem. We'll talk about it at the end. So whosoever will be having similar problem, we can talk about it. So in this case, you won't end up this class. You won't go to sleep by keeping that doubt in your mind that, "Arey, what if this particular thing would have been done?" So please make sure you are asking your doubts. Till the time you do not communicate your doubts, I won't be able to find out whether you are actually getting that particular thing or not. To get that particular thing, you will have to come up with a particular doubt there. Ma'am, I have read the entire topic. This particular portion is still a problem. Karthik Vishak says, I think I got that particular doubt from you, ma'am. Everything is clear, but the C part is something I'm having a problem. So then, sir, what I can do is for you now, after the completion of class, just try one thing. Once the class is completed, look at the PDF. Don't do anything. Maybe in the tomorrow morning, once you are done with it, tomorrow morning, look at the PDF. And when we start the class, ask that particular doubt there. It is in your particular way of looking forward to it. Sir, I think that for this I might have to ask the particular department, sir, if I can do that or not. But as such, the Telegram group is there. So in case you are having any problems regarding the class, or you would like to ask me about a particular doubt, even you can drop the text in that particular area, or click a picture of that particular doubt and share it in that particular Telegram group. So in this case, the doubt clarity can be done by us itself. Okay? And whenever we are dealing with the particular doubts now, Sonali ma'am, okay, in the PDF only I've given all these things. So this is everything that is explained. And rest, that is something that I ask you in the class itself that, ma'am, please note it down. Those are the explanatory portions for you. Each and every class, or each and every topic, depending upon whether the topic is being continued for 2 classes or 3 classes, I would be adding the MCQs of the same as well. So every particular topic will also have MCQ. You will be able to practice. Along with that, you will also get the test series. So those things will really help. Aruna ma'am, I think I might have to look forward to it. Can you please try and open the previous class PDF there? Because I could open it. I'll just put the PDF of today's class today itself, just now, so that you can actually see it. Acha? Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, then I'll have to ask the support team to help you out there. So I'll let them know that you are having a problem. Kindly drop the same text in the Telegram group itself. I'll ask the support team. Or you can mail me the same on my email ID. I'll share that particular email ID in our Telegram group there. So I'll ask someone to help you out. Good night, everyone. We'll be meeting tomorrow. Acha, and anybody who hasn't taken up the Mahapack or our classes yet, Then what you can do is you can open up our website, that is www.adda247.com. If you go on to our website, there you will find the JIB and CIB courses. So for that, what you need to do is go on to the course, look at this, look at the JIB and CIB, and open up the JIB October 2023. Here is our batch, Sankalp JIB batch 2, that has just started. So if you're looking forward to buy it, then click on the area of buy now, use the code July77 and get a 78% discount if you are doing it through our app. So you will get it for 4599.77. So it would be 4500, 4600, still less than 1000 per month. If you're looking forward to it, then kindly go ahead and check it out. Rajiv sir, as such, I'll be dealing with all those questions tomorrow. Don't worry. Now, the next point is, if you're looking forward towards the entire Mahapack, buying it once will be really like ease, because ultimately you don't have to pay even a single penny after you are paid it once for both JIB as well as CIB. All the classes, or be it bilingual, be it English medium, every single thing would be available for you. So what you can do is you can click on the area of buy now and you will get it at 78% discount. Use the code July77, everyone. It is July77. Just apply this code and you can get for 10,453 rupees 0.27. This is for 12 months. So there you can get it done for you. Sri Kumar sir, it's already done. Kindly check it. Chaliye. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night.